Okay, good morning everybody. We've been and picked up some supplies for the floor and installation. Super sunny day today. Cass is already doing something. The workshop is looking like a mess. I had to pick up some fuses, fuse tap, so we're going to attempt to wire up the cameras today, and I think I figured it out. Need a voltmeter, some spare fuses, fuse tap, extra wiring because my wire is not long enough, and I think we're going to attempt to fit this guy in at the front because we have a cigarette lighter there, but it's kind of useless, so I'm going to put this to double USB in, and that's about it. Got some extra wiring connectors, quick connectors, and gonna attempt to start on the floor. Cass is just setting some stuff up. We got Dodomat that Cass is gonna start doing while I'm doing the...
Yeah, I cut it out all last week in the evening, so I just made little templates from what we measured up and then cut it out.
Boom, let's get going. Okay, so I found the fuse for right hand front fog lamp, which I don't have as far as I know, so we're gonna check the power on that. It's 93, 7.5 amp, I think. Third one down, which is this guy. Ignition's off. Check power. No power. Ignition on. Check power. No power. So I guess it comes on with the engine running. Brake clamp switch 37. Top fourth. That guy. Apparently that one's ignition. So if I test this now, no power. Ignition on. Yay, we got 12 volts. Okay, great. It's gonna be that one. Take this guy out. Ignition on. Yay, we got 12 volts. Ignition off. No 12 volt. Perfect, we found it. So now this guy needs to go upwards. 7.5 amps in the front one, which is the original. In the top, I'm in the bottom. 5 amps in here. And we need to go this way. That's in. So unfortunately the camera audio cut out for this clip. I'm just showing how I hooked up the negative of the camera to the negative of the chassis of the van. There are loads of ways you could do this. You don't have to use one of those modified connectors. You could just wrap the wire around the screw and screw it down, but I wanted to do it a bit neater. And now let's test for power and see if I broke the dash or not. Okay, dash is back on, so that's a good sign. And now let's check if we got power in here. Yay, we've got 12 volts. Perfect. So now I should be able to hook this up to that, and we should have power. Nothing's happening yet, so I need to figure out what's going on. Okay, so here's the situation at the back. There's a 12 volt light here, but that's permanent 12 volt. So if you hook your camera up to this, it's going to drain battery after a while. So your next best bet to hook up the camera is all the way down here. So unfortunately my wire is not long enough. So on relays you have this 12 volt socket down there, which is pretty handy because I don't have to mess with the light. So your next option is to, if you don't have a relay or if you don't have a cigarette socket like this one, is hook it up to the light somewhere. I don't really want to mess with that, so I think the best bet is this guy. I already volt tested this by sticking your voltmeter in this socket, and the two thick wires is what you need. The black one is negative, and then the yellow thick one is positive. So we're going to tap into that, hook up the camera, and hopefully the monitor will work once the camera is hooked up. To make my life a bit easier, I bought some of these connectors, crimp connectors, so I can just plug this onto the wire and I don't have to cut the connector off and solder and heat shrink and whatever. You just put the wire in here, squeeze it together, put the other wire in here, squeeze it together. Amazing. So I'm gonna try these. Alright, so I attached these things, positive and negative. We're just gonna volt test and see if we get 12 volts in here, and then I just need to extend this cable down so it reaches in there. We should be good. There we go. Checking the two connectors. We're getting 12 volts with the ignition on, so now we're just gonna hook everything up. Alright, alright, alright. This is all hooked up, and the moment of truth is now gonna happen. Okay, ignition. It's working! It's working, Cass! I don't want to shout too hard because of the neighbours. Look, I can see Cass! Yes! Yes, it's working!
Let's see.
Look!
Oh yeah. Wait.
Look! Yes, I've done it. My dashboard lights are still working. So, yeah, I'm gonna clean everything up, and we got a reversing camera. Whoop! We got the cutting station set up. We're about to have lunch, but Cass couldn't wait to cut the first piece for the floor. And let's see how crazy precision. Go on.
Because it's my first cut, and I also measured it by myself.
She measured it by herself.
I
And
measured
look at that.
188 centimetres.
Look at that fit. Oh.
So that's not far off.
So almost.
Also, we messed up our measurements on our 3D thing.
Why?
Because they're all different sizes.
They are going to be all different sizes. That's right.
But we didn't do that on the plan.
Yeah, but that's only like 1 centimeter difference. We basically modelled all the battens out in 3D to make sure we buy enough wood for today. It should be alright.
What about here?
Cass is too keen. She wants to keep chopping wood.
Well, I wanted to have lunch at 1.
Yeah, but I'm starved.
We'll go and make some sandwiches then.
Alright then, let's go. Lunchtime. We just finished our lunch and had a new delivery. If you're doing a van build, everyone seems to be having one of these.
Oh yeah, that's the most exciting
And
purchase.
Cass made us buy one. Little templating tool. You push that down and then you have your template. Apparently.
Oh, it's a guide.
A guide. There you go. You can be happy now, Cass.
Yeah.
So, post-lunch plan. We're gonna... I can't see anything. We're gonna start laying down these battens. What have you done? We're gonna start laying down these battens. What have you done?
Yeah, like this.
Yeah, go on, look at it. There you go, sorted. You're gonna need that for the ply on the floor. Our van didn't come with any, so we're gonna have to make it from scratch. But first we're gonna start cutting these battens and laying them out. Whoa, that's a big wasp. Alright, so 20 minutes later, we've been chopping some wood, trying to fit everything in the horizontal beams. We're making good progress, I think.
How many buttons is
Super quick. We cut all the horizontals according to our little 3D plan. Some things got shifted around because of obviously the van is not the same dimension all the way along. But we laid all these out and now we're gonna start cutting the verticals.
We used 4.5 battens and they were each 3.6 metres long, I think.
Yeah, that's it. We got massive battens.
We got 9 from Wix.
9 from Wix this morning. 25mm high because our insulation is 25mm high. And yeah, we're gonna start putting in the verticals now according to a plan. And for the ply, the plan is one full sheet goes in here and then a sheet goes here, but we need to cut a bit off the end, and then another sheet is going to go from here to here, and then basically they're too long, so the bit that we chop off from the ends, we're going to make 2 pieces for the end here. So that's the plan. Let's put in the verticals and see how we get on with that. And one thing to bear in mind, we kind of knew about this, but the van side here actually lifts up. So if you cut this piece all the way to the edge, it's actually not going to sit on the ribs, because this kind of, I don't know if you can tell, but it lifts up. So if you cut it all the way to the edge, this wood is going to sit like this, and you want these all the way on the ribs so we can glue them down. So that's why these pieces are a bit shorter. So now that we have these, we're basically we numbered and lettered them, so we're gonna take them out and we're just basically gonna use the exact same measurements, because they're all slightly different lengths and so on. So instead of measuring, we're gonna take that piece out, put it on another long piece, and then just duplicate it. So we're gonna have one in the corner, one here, that is gonna shift to here, and then one in that corner. So basically the van is 180 centimeters from here to here, so we are dividing it into 60 centimeters. So 60 centimeters, so So you're gonna have 2 battens here, 60 centimeters, which is like the walkway, and then 60 centimeters here, which is gonna be like the kitchen and so on. So it gives us space to screw shower and stuff into here, and then the kitchen over here, and then the seating area. It's gonna be along here in the bed. So yeah, that's the plan. Gonna take these out and start chopping them, and then we're done. Whoop!
Done?
Alright, so still working on foundations, making good progress. Came across a problem though. Is this piece is meant to sit along here. Now the problem is we only have a rib here. Now we're not going to be putting too much pressure on this side of the board because there's going to be a little cabinet here. Anyway, the bed ends around here, which is on this rib. So if we do decide to fix the bed here, that'll be okay. But I still don't like the fact that this could put pressure on this glue point. So what I've done is I cut one of these pieces. It's about 1 centimeter high of the end of one of these, and we're just gonna glue that underneath this piece to bring it up to the same height, and that's gonna act as a rib. And I tested by pushing really hard down on here, and we get no flex at all, so it's enough. Alright, so we're gluing the little extension ribs on these. I ran out of these hooks, so what I'm doing with these is I glue them, turn them upside down, and I put plant pot on top, and hopefully that will work. I'm just using standard Gorilla Glue. Hopefully that will hold it together. And in the meanwhile, Cass stripped everything out. We put all the woods. About to give it a quick sweep, and then we're going to start gluing things down. Let's go.
So we are now about to start gluing.
Yeah.
We've cut all the pieces out. I'm going to start from the back to the front because this sits flush up against here, obviously like that.
Alright, so Cass is on the gluing duty. We got some plant pots to weigh these big ones down because it tends to come away. We'll see tomorrow if the glue is strong enough to hold it. If not, we'll re-glue this, and maybe even screw it down. We're trying to stay away from screws because we don't want to have rust problems, so we'll see. It's kind of like a test run. Tomorrow or in a day we'll try to peel it off, and if he can't, we should be good to go. And then glue in the was that in focus? Yeah, and then doing the zigzag method. Alrighty, so we managed to fill the battens. It's about, what time is it? 6:30. I was pretty much dying by the end of it. Cass started cutting out the sellotex, and in case you're wondering why we have pots and ply in there, is because we want to weigh down the glue. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll try to weigh this down a bit more and see you guys on Sunday. So this is it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Join next week where Catherine starts to cut the insulation and templating. I install at the front a double USB socket instead of the cigarette lighter, and we start removing the side panels to do the side panel
Sikaflex treatment to reduce as much water getting in the van as possible. Subscribe and see you guys next time.